Hey everybody, it's Alan Brochstein coming to you from Houston, Texas regarding cannabis stocks. This is for all my followers on social media and other places as well. And each week I try to update you how I'm looking at things. And this was a great week for cannabis stocks, at least on the surface. I'll talk more about that later, but we're still down a lot year to date, 18%. The overall stock market is somehow in a bull market. We're in a bear market, it's in a bull market. Go figure. This week, there was one piece of news that came out that was a big market piece of news, and that was Illinois released their June cannabis sales. And the overall sales were 163.4 million. This was up 2% sequentially, despite there being one less day in June than in May. And that works out to be almost 6% sequentially on a per day basis. It was also up 5.3% from a year ago, which is a little bit better than it's been. It's been kind of flattish. I did distribute a piece at Seeking Alpha for the public. The title was No Fireworks for Cannabis Stocks. And in that article, if you go by just the title, you're gonna like, wow, that guy is a moron. There were fireworks this week, but no. If you think about the way this week was, there were fireworks before the 4th of July and then rain right afterwards. And then yesterday, Friday, was a very big day. So net for the week, it was a good week, and I'll update you on that in a moment. The article itself talks about why the cannabis market isn't likely to start a bull market unless I mention three things that could happen. One of them might have happened this week or started to happen. You can read the article if you want to know what those three things are. In terms of cannabis stocks, I focus on right now 27 names, and I call that my focus list. And this week, Air, which is making a lot of progress with their massive amount of debt relative to their market cap, they refinanced their Florida mortgage and they made it bigger, lasting longer at a decent rate. Canopy Growth, this really pissed me off. They announced a $100 million debt refinancing, which is good, right? They did that deal in February. And if you read the 8K filing, it said that there were a maximum of 99 million shares to be issued against that 100 million. They put a floor on the price. And yet, with the stock trading at less than half of that value, they somehow got it done. What I'm mad about is not that they did it. What I'm mad about is that the morons at Canopy Growth put out a press release without detailing how many shares they issued. Duh! And if there's 100 million more shares, there may be more at Canopy Growth. Wow. So the stock was trading at about $2.50 when they did that convertible note. They ended up selling shares at about $1 effectively. Duh. So that was that. Now, Cronos Group said that it's reviewing unsolicited interest from buyers, plural. And one of those companies was Curaleaf, I think. And that's really an interesting thing. If you read my article, you'll find out why I think that is very interesting. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not. Curaleaf bought the Portuguese processing assets from Clever Leaves. And in their press release, they didn't even say how much they spent. But Clever Leaves put out a press release that said how much they received. And it was less than $3 million. Duh. Who cares? Green Lane closed its upsized $4.3 million capital raise. And for a lot of people, if you compare to 7 months ago when they last sold stock in this one, this has been a great experience. MAPS didn't put out a press release, but they put out an 8K filing that their CFO resigned to pursue other opportunities. Organigram completed its 1-for-4 reverse split. And despite what everyone told me, the stock did not go down. It didn't really go up, but it did not go down this week. Terracin changed their symbol, and they also started trading on the TSX. And then finally, Verano opened its 70th Florida dispensary. In terms of the market performance this week, I kind of alluded to it earlier. The market was up a lot on Monday. Canada was closed, and these things happen. And then it fell hard on Wednesday and Thursday, but it rallied big yesterday, and we ended up 6.1%. That's pretty bullish, right? I'll tell you why I don't see it as bullish. I look at the volumes. I look at a lot more than the volumes. I look at a lot of things every day, and I'm not seeing anything. There are no signs of real buyers. So yeah, it's a move in the right direction, but not substantiated. Year to date, we're down 18% for the new Cannabis Ventures Global Cannabis Stock Index. And the S&P 500, oh, I might have that wrong. I'd say it's up 14.6%. I don't know if that's right. Oh, well, I'll get it right next week. It's up a lot. Double digit is the right way to say that. I run some model portfolios, and I'm not used to this, but they're not doing very well this year. One, I've been running in similar fashion for many years, and it's always done well relative to the index. And what I'm trying to do in that one is beat the Global Cannabis Stock Index. That's actually the name of the model portfolio. And it was up only 3.2%, about half as much as the market this week. And year to date, it's down 27.1%. Again, that's about 50% worse than the 18% that the market's down. The other one is kind of new, and I launched it also right at year end at Seeking Alpha, or for Seeking Alpha. And that's called Beat the American Cannabis Operator Index. And that was up 5.3% compared to that index being up 8.1% this week. And I compare that to MSOS, that ETF, and that's only down 10.6% this year. So I'm really not doing well. I understand why. For anybody that wants to know, that is a subscriber of mine at 420 Investor, where I share those, I'm happy to explain the why. But anyway, you can read the piece that I put out last night, that I distribute on social media, and that I base this video upon to find out what trades I'm doing in both those model portfolios. And then finally, on the written piece last night, I did not have anything to say about the calendar. I said there are no earnings calls scheduled for this week, which was correct at the time. Late last night, Organigram scheduled their conference call for the 13th this week, Thursday morning, early. And you can see the piece. I wrote 3 articles. When I say I wrote, I did write the 3 articles, but we're not doing as much as we used to do at New Cannabis Ventures. We don't have anybody working for us anymore, and I am very careful. We've always tried to only put the most important news, and we're in dead season right now. Like when Organigram reports, I will get that up, but there's just really not reportable news right now. So the 3 pieces that we published this week at New Cannabis Ventures, I wrote all of those, and they're linked in the piece that's linked in the summary to this video. So with that, have a nice week. Take care.